Jarms, all of those good players as well, Sim, Burrito. So two very relatively strong teams, I guess. This will be an interesting matchup. I guarantee you, like, it'll be pretty close. So I'm curious to see how this goes. We're going to be starting with the Unk set, which is Bleedout's pick. And we've seen JD playing this killer. I'm not familiar with this map at all. This map is crazy. Like, the fact that you can go underground is insane to me. This whole lake mine, whatever it's called. But have done a few scrims on Unk on this map, and I quite enjoy this map. I think it's pretty good with the main building and everything like that. But JD going to be not quite getting that tag onto Dokes there in that first chase, and we're going to be just kind of seeing if we can catch it. Anyway, I think we just saw a leg just sticking out there. And we are going to be committing to this chase. This is Sim, our smash hit player. But no, oh, hello. Hi, Jams. Okay, we're just going to be TPing onto Jams' face. I think he was trying to get rid of one of the TPs and then just said, hello, I'm here. And oh no, this is not good. We're going to get that really early down. Very well played from JD there, just kind of TPing onto his head there, I guess.
Yeah, that is just unlucky for Jarms, unfortunately. Like, thinking that chase is going to be committed onto Sim, but nah, we get the TP back and we just get caught out trying to get rid of one of the clone thingies. I call them little poos, but getting caught out trying to get rid of the little clones, but unfortunately that just causes Jarms to be going down relatively early. We find another survivor here trying to play around this generator. We get the nice little UV tag onto them. They're trying to get it off of them. We might be able to get a tag off of this if they don't play this right. And stucking into that corner once again, not quite dodging it this time. We're going up on this hill. Is there anything they can even work with? Is BL allowed? I don't remember. I don't think it is allowed on this map. And we're trying to go for that nice little snipe there, but not coming through. But we go over the top, and that's another down with Jarm still in the basement. We can TP straight back there, so no one can get this unhooked safely. We're already back at the hook. We're going to this generator to see what the generator is doing. We see Sim working another generator off towards that 2 side of the map. We see the down, Dokes kind of just laying on the ground right now. Darren going in for that that reset real fast, so we can pretty much just sit in this basement and confirm this second stage onto Jarms right now. Jarms is not having a good time, bro. I hate having to sit on the hook into second stage. It just makes you feel so like homeless and lonely, but we got a little bit of pressure on one generator, so JD's got a lot of good pressure on the board. We see the reset happen. That's very good. A nice good reset here, but JD knows that these survivors aren't really touching the generators too much. I don't think he's really worried if only one generator pops in the background, because he's got, he's already got his death hook survivor on the board. And we catch Dokes once again just running out in the open with this. Might be another cheeky little tag here. We've got this little window you can play around, but it's kind of a dog water of a window. We're taking that UV tag and going straight to Shaq, straight to this straight to Jarms homie on the ground, and we're going to be just breaking that pallet. Are we going in for the trade? We're going in for the trade here. I don't know if it's going to be a trade. We will get the hit. We do get the UV onto both of them, so if JD just gets a block here, they're taking their sweet time. We get the FTP off. Cheeky little FTP, but it doesn't matter because we still get that tag onto Jarms, and now Jarms has that little bit of a UV hit, and we just get sniped from across the map, and we get another tag on the board as well. JD's got the ball rolling right now. That is so unfortunate. Jarms is just out of the game. Bro didn't even get to play. He's just sitting on hook the whole time. We do see 2 generators pop in the background. That's pretty decent, but a death at 3 gens is insane with a 2 inches on the board with with the broken status effects happening. Oh my god, and we're just playing so well right now from JD. Holy.
Yeah, this is looking pretty disastrous for the side of Synergy. That start was not what they needed. Jarms just getting TP'd on his forehead and just making absolutely nothing. That was really unfortunate, and just the saver getting found pretty early and having to, let Jarms just go second. They did get 2 gens out of it, but, we've got someone on the ground, we've got an injure, we're just getting found. Like, we're just everywhere right now, but JD is playing this extremely well. I mean, it is their pick at the end of the day, so he is, but I think, there was some massive blunders made on the Survivor side, to, lead the game this way. Yeah, another basement hook too.
I mean, yeah, it's just JD's just got a lot of pressure on the board right now, just milking the survivor from their mistakes. We got we got that mobility across the map, just getting those TPs in there, which is very unfortunate for Jumps to get caught out like that, just trying to get rid of the TP. It was a very good little bait play, just going on to Sim and then just psych, I'm going back to this generator because I know there's progress on there and just getting caught out like that. It was just so unfortunate. But then JD just playing out of his mind. He's getting a lot of snipes on these survivors. It's very rough when you got the little UV infection. I don't actually know what it's called. I just call it UV, and that's what it's going to be for the rest of my life. But it, that getting those little UV infections on these survivors just makes it a little bit harder for these survivors to sit on the generators because Bro can just snipe from across the map. Well, not necessarily across the map, but can snipe these survivors and get those tags very easily. We do see a bit of pressure happening on that main building, and we catch Dokes trying to get rid of that Wretched Fate because we know if that Wretched Fate is on this guy, he's just not going to be able to get any generators done. We're going to be trying to go through a little bit of a wall snipe here, but not quite getting it. Just missing Dokes here, and Dokes just going to be looking at little Unk to try and get the ball off of his face. So we see the TP drop there, the pallet drop here. This isn't the best pallet in the game, but unfortunately it's all he's got really to play around here. We see the tag come through. Sim's gone into second stage. Darren's working on that generator. We're going to try and get rid of this TP. JD going back, checking on our survivor in the basement. No one's there to get the save. Unfortunately, he's just got... It's just in his park right now. We know that someone's working on this main building because we just saw the generator. We just heard the generator explode from that skill check miss, unfortunately. And ooh, we're getting rid of that Wretched Fate, which I mean, I guess it's a play, but Sim's kind of just dying in the basement once again. We just see another Bro just sitting in the basement, not really not really playing the game, just twiddling his thumbs right now. And then now we have another Bro about to be on the hook, so we're just kind of sitting around doing nothing right now. Hopefully the survivors can kind of bring it back. But JD's got a nice little pain rest hook right in the middle of the map too, so he can just kind of sit up there, wait for that main building generator to regress, and there goes all the progress that Darren was just sitting on that generator doing.
Yeah, JD does have a lot of control of this game right now, just really punishing these survivors for their mistakes, and just knowing exactly where everyone is too. And we do make our way back to the unhook onto Sim, and I think if JD does choose, I think he's going to choose to go for Sim here and just get that second tunnel out, even more pressure. This is looking like 4K3 territory right now, Fizz, or even 4K2 if they can get another gen to pop, but we don't have a lot to really work with here for Sim, just these LTs, but yeah, this is probably going to result in another down, and that's going to be another death. Oh, just swing and a miss. Get baited. Oh, baited again. I'm going to be vaulting back in, but just going to be TPing, and that window's blocked now, so it's going to be down. But yeah, I think honestly, this is looking like, 4K3, even probably 4K2, honestly, if they can get another gen done. But honestly, I think it's just going to be 4K3. That's just going to be another pain res, just eating again at the most progressed gen. Yeah, there's literally nothing. Like, main is just so low now, and JD knows that someone is here. We see the scratches. This is Darren with the aura. I like to call it the aura, or the UV around them, and it's going to be TPs. Like, Unk just has like so much mobility around the map with the TPs. I like the way he's just placed them in such convenient spots. He knows where this survivor is. This is Dokes, I believe, who is injured. Very nice 50-50 from Dokes there, and able to break away. And Darren is just going to be sitting on main building. I don't think he has a TP at main. I think he does. I can't quite see it, but I mean, he can just go back there when he wants. So no, we do make our way back to main. I'm going to try and get a tag or even a down as fast as we can onto Darren here. A nice little crack coming through, but not quite getting the blind, unfortunately. I'm just going to be holding W away while Dokes just tries to pump out a gen, but just have to really play for our life here and just extend these chases as long as possible. We haven't really seen a few like juicer chases from the survivors, and I think that's just kind of what's, led to this result. Is just these downs have just been happening so fast, and JD knows how to play with his power as well. Like, he's been getting those snipes, been getting those infections on these survivors, and TPing at the right points as well, and just catching them off guard. So we're going to see Dokes here just trying to play for his life around this villa here, but unfortunately, I don't even really think he will last very long here. I think Dokes is our SB player, so there's no exhaustions really to work with here. We do have another Paladin to kind of work with. Just going to try and, catch that UV, but we do get the blind, and not the blind, stun, sorry, and not quite getting the blind, I believe, there, but he does have Champions of Light, so, but we are going to be leaving this and going back to main, where Darren's just going to be dipping away. At Gen was about 40%, I think. So I think JD going to try and mind game a little bit here, trying to cut him off, but no. They are playing really well at trying to pre-leave, I guess, but these gens don't have enough progress, and these resources just getting eaten away bit by bit.
100% agree with you. I mean, like if they, like you said, if they've get some juicy chases, they might be able to pop another generator and get that 4K2 win con. But unfortunately, just Darren getting caught out, one of the pretty dog water pallets in my opinion. And then we just TP straight back to Dokes, who has been injured pretty much the
Hello.
whole game. And we got that SB, just using it last second to try and get as much distance as we can, but unfortunately, just not making it anywhere. And now JD can just pretty much hook and confirm this 4K3. That is insane, which means the killer on Synergy side has a 4K4, which is that is kind of rough. I mean, he'll need to have similar hopefully similar like snowballing as on the survivor sides as what these guys had.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, it's just unfortunate that Jarms just got caught out there trying to get rid of that TP and then just going second in basement. But, yeah, it's just having a death at like 4 gens, I think it was. But yeah, it was really well played from JD. I mean, it was their pick as well, so maybe they can, bring it back in the next set.
Loves to you all, but just haven't been around much, unfortunately. But keen to see how he's gonna try and pull this off. Like what type of perks he's gonna use, what type of build he's gonna have to bring to the floor to try and pull that off. And how fast his chase is going to be. Will the survivors make as many blunders as what the side on Synergy did? So it could go either way, honestly. It could honestly go either way when it comes to this. If we've played as many pub games as we have, on the Unk, or even scrimmed as much as we have on the Unk, we could just absolutely snowball it from here. So it just depends. It really, really just depends. But 4K4 is so tough to do. But we are loading in now. So let's see how Dokes is going to do on this killer. Can he get the 4K2? Can he play for even a Tycon so we make it to the Spirit tie set? So bro's got a tough one, but I think he could do it if he really put his mind to it.
Yeah, no, like we've seen it happen before. We've seen 4K4s happen, even 4K5s. So it is definitely doable, but you just have to, as you said, it could go either way. Like it just really depends how well these survivors play, how many mistakes they make, and how well the killer side plays as well. It all just really depends. So, but we have seen it happen before, so when you least expect it, honestly. So but we do get a tag onto JD here, so it is looking quite good so far, but we are dodging that UV, so very well played from JD, just pathing away from that, and we're going to be dying absolute corner here, so I do like this. Oh, we do have a pallet here, I didn't even see that. We do have a pallet here to kind of work around with, just to kind of extend the chase a little bit, in our corrupt area too, so this is exactly what you need to be doing, just chasing in that corrupt zone, let your teammates get on the gens, and just die absolutely away from everything, but I guess it doesn't really matter with Unk because he can just TP, but I think he's only put down like 1 or 2 TPs, but we do see a double onto this gen, and we see another gen being worked solo by LB Duck, so this is already just like really good tempo from the side of Bleedouts here. So we are going to be taking this hook in the middle of the map. This is pain res, and this will stop the double gen from happening, but if Dokes can find that double gen to stop it, that'd be absolutely massive, and I think we just do. Yeah, we do find the double gen, so that is pretty, that's good for Dokes. Yeah, if you can get a tag and just kind of go back and just patrol those gens, make sure it doesn't get popped, that'd be insane. So we do see the pool coming through from LB Duck with the FTP as well, so that's insane. Going to be preventing that tunnel out from happening, and they do get a lot of distance away from the gens as well, and Dokes is saying, nah, I'm not going near that. I'm not going down there. These gens are too high progress. I need to stop them. We do see that gen happening, and we are now wink on. Like, Dokes just can't let a gen pop now. If he wants to get that wink on, even Tycon can try and play for it. But I think at this point, I think that Bleedout's got this in the bag. They're playing it super well. Like as you can see, like this is how the games like should really go for the survivor side. They're not really making many mistakes. They're doing everything right, playing exactly how you should in the games like this. But hopefully Dokes can play just for like the best result possible. I mean, they could still make some absolute major mistakes here and it just snowballs. But you know, anything could happen, as you said, Fizz. But we did get that down, and that's gonna be another pain res.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we just didn't get that. We just didn't get that nice little snowball from the start, as what JD does. But we are sitting at the win con right now. We do have the 4 survivors on the board. We ain't got anyone in the basement just sitting on the hook as well. These survivors can pretty much just let Bro sit on hook as long as Dokes doesn't play super aggressive, which he has to at this point. He has to get these survivors doing nothing, not working generators. He just kind of has to ping pong between the survivors to make sure there's as little pressure on the board as possible. But I think the survivors are playing it decently well. We have Jazz in the background just sitting on a generator, getting as much progress as they can, and then we got the other survivor wrapping for the unhook. And at this point, I think it's just going to be we're going to be hitting that Tycon, and if it's not played correctly, I think Dose is just going to take the L on this one. And we see that generator pop. We've got a bit of progress on this main building generator. Hopefully we can try and get this 4K3 Tycon, but without that tunnel out, it's just going to be so much harder.
Yeah, it's really tough to try and make that win con if you don't have a tunnel out or like a snowball effect happening. But these survivors are doing really well. Just kind of playing this carefully and getting these gens done and getting resets and stuff like that. Dying in the right spots as well, and just not letting a snowball happen either. But Dokes is just going to try and play for probably the best result possible. Obviously, still try and play for Tycon. He just had to play like super aggressive, slug everyone and just really try and play hyper aggressive and just stop these gens from popping. But we do find LV Duck here is injured, so if you can get this down super fast, then get that eruption proc onto main. But very nicely played from LV Duck here, just vaulting that window back. He still does have the pallet down here, I believe, so he can kind of play around this. And I can, probably assume that the other survivors are just, even tripling that last gen to get just to guarantee the win con.
Absolutely pumping the motors right now.
Yeah, pumping those gens. Just secure the win con, and then you can just play everyone, I guess. But very nice patience coming through from LV Duck here. That is insane, and he just breaks away too. That is incredible, and we see that last gen does pop, and that it is going to be the win for Bleedout on this set. So very well played from their side. But now Dokes can probably just try and play for a good result here, maybe even like 7 stages or something like that. Just play for the best result you can. This was Bleedout's pick, so you kind of expect Bleedout to win their own pick, but Synergy hopefully can learn from the mistakes they made on the survivor side this set, and just I guess learn for next time you play on a killer like this, with Unk just being so kind of aggressive and unpredictable, just being able to TP onto your forehead, stuff like that. But yeah, so we're going to be continuing this chase onto JD. Does have this nice little double pallet here. Oh, I love these pallets so much. They're so fun to play around. We're going to be playing this very nicely. Dokes just choosing to break that one, and now JD can just break away. Very nice chases coming through. Again, this is why it's their pick, because they're just comfortable not only on the killer side, but on the survivor side as well. As we see them cranking away and resetting at the same time. Very nice dodge coming through from JD there, but that's going to be a grab from the locker.
I mean, like, they might have lost the set, but the game's not over yet. We got two more, potentially 2 more matches. If Synergy wins their pick of the Lich, it could go into the tiebreaker of the Spirit, which it could go either way. So don't count them out just yet. Dokes is doing the best as he can. Best that he got set with. Unfortunately, it was just such a rough win con to try and win. Honestly, impossible, especially with a killer like this. Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility, but not as much as what you do, because that TP does go on that cooldown, and this map it's decently big from what I can see. That main building is massive, so it takes up a lot of space, and then you've got like the whole area of just being big. And if you're these survivors dying in the right spots, then it's just going to be so hard to even try and meet that 4K4 win con, even that 4K3 Tycon. But unfortunately, Jace wasn't able to do it, so now we're just going to play for the best result that we possibly can. Nice little window here. We got 6 hearts getting chased right now. Nice little tag with the UV onto them. Going to be chasing around this main building. Just last as long as we possibly can. Hearts just taking this chase. Nice little dodge. Oh, JK, not even a dodge there. Runs back into the UV. Has a little bit of a linger there, Maya. So it actually takes a little second. You can actually run back into it in just pretty much neck yourself. So that's got to be Hearts taking that down there. Unfortunately, just not quite able to dodge that UV. It was a nice little shot there. That's got to be a nice little hook there onto Hearts. Do we have any pain resistors left? I can't even. Honestly, this game is just, it's been so rough for Dokes. Unfortunately, we see another generator pop in the background. We don't even have a 3-gen to really work around to try and 4K these survivors. These survivors might actually be taking the outs here and just rubbing it in a little further. Hopefully, Dokes just has the mentality to kind of be like, all right, guys, lock the frick in. We can win our own set. You know, don't let it dishearten you. You're still in the game. It's not over yet. You might have lost this set, but you know you haven't lost the whole game. So lock in,
Nice.
boys.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, the game's not over yet. This was their pick, so it's expected to kind of happen. And I'm excited to see. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna say I'm really disappointed that Smunk isn't playing Unk. You know, I love watching
Yeah,
Smunk playing
fair.
Killer. I hope he's playing the Lich. Otherwise, I'm gonna be very upset. But you know, I always
I'm
enjoy watching
quitting.
Smug play. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm literally like logging off, find another caster if he's not playing. I'm joking. But no, I hope we get to see some Smunk action tonight. I do always enjoy watching him play Killer. He's an absolute goat. And we do
Oh,
see the last gen does pop, very nice. Ooh, bit of a awkward hit through the pallet there onto 6 hearts there. And yeah, they pop all the gens. This is absolutely crazy. You can definitely, you know, tell the difference between both survivor sides, I guess. And we're going to be playing another game of 50-50 here. 6 hearts, just playing that really nicely, breaking away. Oh no, we're going back. JK, we're going back to the pallet. Actually, I don't want to leave this pallet apparently. But we are going to be getting that down, and I assume the others will just take the outs here. Very good stuff from Bleedout here. Yeah, hopefully, you know, Synergy can bring it back into, like, in the Lich set. I haven't seen a lot of Lich games, and he's just another one of those killers that has, like, 1,000 abilities, and it's just a lot happening, but, you know, like, he's pretty cool, I guess. We've seen a nice little Mori here. I love this Mori so much. It's so cool.
what
With
is
the little
that hat?
hat
Man?
on. Oh, Gaiat! Oh, wow, okay. On this set, how do you think they're gonna go?
I mean, it's their pick. Like I
Mm.
said earlier, multiple times, we've said it like 1,000 times tonight. Realistically, you want to be winning your pick, right? So obviously, if they pick Lich, Smunk's got to be like absolute goat at it. I want to see some crazy plays, you know, skulls through the floor, skulls through the walls. Like, you know, he's got the big ball of "I see you" or whatever the frick it does. The infectious thing. It's not infectious. I can't even think of what the actual word is. And then he's got, you know, the ability to fly across the map. So he's got a good decent amount of mobility as well. We see the ball happening instantly, trying to see if we find the killer instinct is what I was trying to say just a second ago. Trying to find the survivors out with some killer instinct.
What is that weapon?
I don't know, but it looks absolutely insane. What the hell? Anyway, got to be checking around, trying to find these survivors, stealthing around these tiles. We didn't catch anyone in the. Oh, psych! We see a survivor. We find the scratch marks, and we find LV Duck here. A little bit of a juice the last games. Let's see what he can do against the Lich. We see the skulls coming through, but as you know, when the skulls come through, you can just kind of duck them. So low key useless. Oh, we see the fake come through on the hand gesture. The hand gesture you can't bolt it because we just gave LV Duck a little bit of a pellet to stun him with. That is so unfortunate. We're going to be using our fly to go back to the survivor. But as we know now, all of his abilities are on cooldown. The Lich has a fairly decent cooldown on his abilities, I'm pretty sure, the one time we scrimmed him. But LV Duck's playing out of his mind. We know this kid's a juicer. He's been around for a little bit. We've seen him a bit. We see the crouch coming through, the perfect perk for him to be using as well. We've got that urban evasion on LV Duck, so he's able to use that little bit of movement, the faster movement as well. Underneath these skulls, but Smunk doesn't want anything of it. He got rid of a lot of those resources at the top side of the map, and now he's going to try and find these survivors that are working these generators. We see the ball come through, just trying to find a survivor. We see this generator is absolutely pumping. We're applying some eruption onto that. And now we're going to try and find the survivor that kind of run away from this generator. And we do find them. We find JD up in here, up in 10, up at these match 6 tiles. We're going to try and cut him off. We don't cut him off in time. And JD's able to get that life or get that, that pallet dropped at Shaq. Absolutely amazing. And rotating to this 9 tile. Just these survivors are playing out of the mind, not giving any tags just yet. Trying to land the skull on his head, but no, absolutely not happening. JD was ready for it. Smunk is getting a little bit lost in the sauce right now, just not getting any tags, not getting any downs. The Survivor's already popped a generator. We've got a lot of progress happening, but I will say he is getting a lot of resources out of the way, so this could come to bite them, you know, could come back to bite them in the ass, but these Survivors are playing really well, not giving any tags. We see Hearts coming in for another chase there. The pallet pickup coming through, not quite able to get that that stun, but smash hit to nowhere. Hearts just doesn't take that smash hit to go anywhere, and unfortunately this will be the first down of the match, and Six Hearts just taking it for the team.
That was really good. Very well played from Bleedouts there. The first chases were insane. LV Dark. We've seen him around for a long time, and he does kind of grind the 1v1s too. So he's very good when it comes to micro and chases and stuff like that. So, and even JD as well played that super well. So very good chases to start off with. That's exactly what you want for the Survivor side. Pretty rough for Smunk here. Probably not what he would have liked, but yeah, well. We can turn this around still. He does still have might have a 3-gen that he can kind of play around with. He just needs to make sure he gets his next tags and downs, as quick as possible, as we're going to be running into JD. Hello, I'm getting that tag, and I think JD has already used his exhaustion. Oh no, I lied. He still has life up, and we're just going to be running to the corner of the map, away from the unhook, away from all the gens. So, oh no, we actually might just wrap around. If he has another resource here, that would be insane, but no, I don't think we have anything here. We're just going to be playing for as long as we can. We do see that the second gen's about to pop from Jazz here, and we're going to be getting that down. That's going to be another pain res. JD just going to try and juice Smug a little bit here, but no. Getting that down, and we see the reset coming through onto Hearts as well. I wonder if Smug is probably, if he's going to try and get a tunnel out, or if he's just accepted that maybe it's too late. He kind of lost that pressure in the early game. I mean, he can still probably get a tunnel out if he wants, but they've already got the reset onto Six Hearts. If he can get the tempo up, I'm sure he can make it happen, but I think at this stage he's going to try and play for freshers, given the start that he had. Probably wasn't what he would have liked, so I think this is probably, but we see the FTP coming through as well. I think you just have to accept it's probably best to play for freshers here. I think the average results for Lich is like 7 stages or something on this balancing and on this map as well. Recky's Yard, there's just so many pallets, there's so many resources you can play with sometimes. So, but these Survivors are just absolutely juicing as well. And very nice pallet grab from Smunk there. Is someone here for the side? No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't have even got it anyway. But you see the Survivors 2 splitting here, and Jazz is going to be creeping up for the unhook as well. And Smunk still does have a lit of a bit of a 3-gen at this side of the map. He does still have his gen at 5 and 3, and then Shack as well if you can try and play around them. But I think they've just got too much pressure at the moment, and these Survivors just playing absolutely crazy too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Smunk should have dropped that second chase and gone straight back to that hook, try and play around this 3-gen that he has. Unfortunately, Six Heart getting that tag there from the skulls, but able to get that smash hit off, and we make this pallet over at 6. Smunk doing a bit of a fly around, rapidly wrap around. I don't really know how that works. We've got a lot of resources down here to work with. Six Hearts just dropping those pallets, just pre-dropping, just trying to last as long as they possibly can, hopefully to get rid of that 3-gen that's over towards that 5 side of the map. We see the skulls come off, we see a generator pop in the background, we see the down happen, and unfortunately that is Smunk's 3-gen gone. So he doesn't really have much to work with, but he does have that fly ability to kind of, get around the map more. We have seen a lot tonight of these killers just not really going for tunnel outs. They just kind of ping-pong these Survivors back and forth, but you can kind of see where it hurts them a little bit more than what it would, if they got that tunnel out and get that first Survivor out of the game, or even just play around these 3-gens that they have. Smunk had a pretty juicy 3-gen there, and if he just kept that hook around that bot side, or that 5 side of the map, and just played around those hooks, he probably could have kept that generator for a bit. And we do see the unhook happening. Smunk's on the other side of the map once again. He's just kind of playing this trying to play this high tempo mobility, but he's just not getting enough tags for it, and it's just biting him in the ass in the long run, in my opinion. I mean, you know what, he could turn around, the Survivors could snowball, but the Survivors are doing exactly that. They're not snowballing, but they're choosing to heal under hook, and that's a little tag onto Jazz there. We could commit to Jazz and get a fresh hook, but we're going to be committing to Six Hearts, who is our Death Hook survivor, our Tunnel Out survivor, trying to find them. We did lose them a little bit with the scratch marks, but we do manage to see them again. They do a pre-drop of the pallet. Just playing around this tile at 6. Can we get a nice little skull hit there? No, we don't. The survivor dodging those skulls. Kind of useless, those skulls, in my opinion. Just able to make it over to this 9 tile. Smunk going to be cutting them off and forcing Six Huck back towards the shack. A nice little zoning there. We don't quite make this window, but we do see another Jet pop in the background. So, and bros are just waiting on the door. They're ready to go. Oh my days, they've played this absolutely fantastic. And we're trying to get everyone out here. So we see the body blocks coming through. LV Duck just standing there ready to take it from Smog. Honestly, who wouldn't? My man's the goat. We're trying to find Jazz here, because Jazz is our last fresh hook survivor, I believe, or one of the fresh hook survivors. Unfortunately, they're just able to whip-de-wop and make it out of there. Smog is just not able to catch up. Could have done a little bit better with that zoning there, but unfortunately it's just not going to be the case. We're trying to get the skulls, but we get the down on Six Hearts, but not quite Jazz. We're going to be seeing a little bit of a heal tech here.
Oh,
but
no,
we don't get
not
the heal
quite.
tech. We get the pick up onto Jazz. That is actually so good for Smug. A little bit more, not pressure, a little bit more hooks on the board, a little bit of a fresh hook. But you know what? In the long run, they could probably just unhook this and get this out. JD's got to play super safe here. JD can't really play much for it. We do see everyone's kind of injured. Where is LV Duck? Is LV Duck sneaking away? I don't know what... I'm not quite sure what bro's doing. Smug can kind of wait for the skulls to come back, because you can kind of wait for them to come in for the pool and just... you know, double hit people with the skulls, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. And yeah, I think they're just going to take these.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know what LV Duck's got planned up his sleeve, but I think he's cooking something up. But no, I think it's best to just leave. This is a good enough result for the survivor side. Honestly, these guys aren't crawling out, so maybe they are cooking something. I don't know, but honestly, just take the outs. That's a pretty decent result for the survivor side. Smunk probably not too happy about that one, but no, we're just cooking. We're just still hanging out, still having a good time. You know, LV Duck's just chilling, but no, it's pretty unfortunate for Smug. I mean, it was their pick, but he could still get a decent result on this, and the survivors could still, you know, win this as well. This is their pick at the end of the day. You know, you got to be, as I've said 1,000 times, you know, you got to play comfortably on both sides. Yeah, what's going on? Like, there's another gate.
He's just trying to find his way out. Yeah, he could be sitting on the gate on the other side of the map, but I don't know. These guys are just waiting for him. No way LV Duck goes in for the unhook. It'd just kind of be a waste of...
Aww. The old LV Duck.
Yeah, Smug just like not paying attention, just letting LV Duck walk out. Smug just does not care. He just wants wants Jazz dead. So that's fairly decent result, like you said. What was it? 8 stage results is pretty average for
I think our 6 stage 4 fresh, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't counting.
Bring that's better, or if it's something that's just like he's comfortable with. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how JD plays this as well. I think, you know, as you said, getting that tunnel out and having that pressure is like really important in games like this. But I think Spunk just kind of panicked because, you know, that first chase was just very, very long, and that first down happened way too late. So I think he just kind of accepted the fact that he needed to get, you know, as many freshes as possible, which is, you know, absolutely fine. It happens, you know, sometimes you can't just get a tunnel out because you'll just get punished for it. So especially with survivors that are playing like that. So we are going to be loading in, and yeah, here we go. We've got Blood Favor as our choice of perk, which is very interesting. I actually kind of like that. I mean, it's one of those perks where, you know, if it gets found as a totem, it just kind of gets useless. But if it does stay up and, you know, JD does kind of keep them off of cleansing it, it'll be so useful for him. As we see 2 survivors kind of stealthing around here, we find, I think this is Kaz here, getting infected by the little Orby killer instinct thing. I'm going to be committing to this chase, pre-dropping this pallet, so going to be breaking that and just going to be playing for their absolute life. I think if the, you know, survivors want to win this set, they just need to make these chases last for as long as possible and not let these downs happen so fast, I guess. As Kaz going to be playing this really patiently around this, going to try and make it to that pallet, but not quite, and that Blood Favor does come through, so Kaz can't use the Shack pallet either, which is actually massive. Like, that's actually really good Blood Favor value, and Blood Favor does stay up for, I don't even know exactly how I think it's like 20 seconds. I want to say, no, maybe 15. I'm not too sure. I can't count. But it does run out. We see it there, so it's not really that long.
Oh,
Oh, just not quite making that window, and we get it down. And Blood Fever is being cleansed in the background, as we can see.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't as long as the chases up for from the bleed outside, but these guys are still working the gens. Do see a 3 split happening. Unfortunately, that chase just getting getting a little bit knocked around by the killer. That blood favor coming in. We do see the ruin has been cleansed, so we don't have that eruption to play in generator. So it's just going to be a bit of a dry kick regression here. We're going to be playing around this little. Ooh, that's actually a dirty generator setup there with that hook right in the center is kind of insane. If only Kaz just died a little bit deeper there, might have been a lot better for these survivors. But regardless, they're still doing a pretty good job. Just trying to play as best they can. 3 splitting these generators. We did see a survivor over towards the bus here, but they're doing a very good job of re-stealthing this out. Now, if they can get the re-stealth out and don't get caught, they can pretty much wait last second to unhook Kaz, kind of come in for a snipe while other 2 homies across the map just pump out generators to get as much of these generators done as possible. And we do see it's Stokes. Stokes just hiding, able to dodge the big ball of doom as well coming for him. We're going to be just playing around with our power, just sitting in front of this hook. Now this is pretty good for synergy. As I said, Dokes coming in for the last second unhook, but we see JD trying to block, not the block not coming through, but come for the trade, the last second unhook. This allows the other team to kind of get on generators and Kaz to get to that bottom side of the map where they've already dropped already popped all the generators down that side. Oh, and not quite able to get that hit off after the BT. We're getting that BT hit. Blood Favor gone now. Now we've only got 2 perks to work with. Kaz trying to find a pallet to work with here. We do find one over towards 3. We're just going to be dropping that. We see the hand gesture pickup thing. Unfortunately, Kaz just not able to drop it in time for the stun to come through, and just going to be dying in the pallet. JD a little bit paranoid that someone's over here to play for a pallet save. The Orby of Doom didn't quite find anyone. I don't think there's anyone around to play for the pallet yet. No, they just went straight for the pickup, and we want to get these generators done as much as possible, and these guys are playing pretty good. That save was pretty much what you want to do if you're in a situation like that. You just want to get as much pressure on the board on those generators and just play for that last second unhook while you're already set up on the other side of the map, ready for your survivor to go die on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, Kaz did die in the center of the map, and it allows JD to hook in basement. Now, we know how JD likes his basement hooks, right? So we saw how detrimental that was to synergy just in our last set, and we catch Jarms over here on this edge map towards 7. Unfortunately, there's nothing over here for Bro. Bro's just getting caught out in the worst spots here. We do find this pallet over towards 7, throwing our skulls, duck the skulls. We see the unhook happening, the FTP happening. Dokes is going to be injured here now, and he's not going to be able to make it out. JD might be able to just get it down here, but no, we're just going to be going straight for our tunnel. We have a lot of injures on the board now, so this could be very, very rough for our synergy side, and Kaz is going to be playing for their life right here. Doesn't really have an exhaustion to work with. We've only got that head-on to play around, and unfortunately just not quite able to use anything because everything is gone on this side. It's just absolutely naked.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. We got the tunnel out, but we do have this second last gen popping soon. I didn't realize they had ruin as well, so that blood favor didn't get cleansed at the start. As I said, I do take that back. I'm dumb as buns, but yeah, I didn't even notice the ruin was his other perk. So pain rest is our only form of regression at the moment, so we are in a 3v1, so this is going to be really tough. We are greeting this gen as well, and we do see Jarms working on that gen as well. I think if they just need to make these chases last a really long time and just try and not give these down so freely. Oh, that was way too close. Oh my god. Yeah, we seem to extend these chases for as long as possible so Jarms and Sim can double this last gen as soon as possible, but no, we are going to be getting this down, and that's going to be another pain res as well if JD does have some pain res hooks down this side of the map. But I don't know if, yeah, they're not going to be able to get it in time, and JD's just going to fly over there. Which is, I don't know, or maybe, ooh, this is really close. Maybe they do get it. They do get the gen pop. That's crazy. So they get the gen popped. So now this is, JD is sitting on 4 stages right now. So, I mean, these two could just leave if they want, but I think if JD gets, I think it's Jarms or maybe Sim. Are they both fresh? I don't even know.
Yeah,
One of them is
they're both
fresh,
fresh.
and I don't know which one. If they go for the
They're both
fresh and cam
fresh.
to death, they're both fresh. Okay, they could go for any of them. They can't go down. If any of them go down, I think if he
Oh,
just camps them, then it's a tie. I want to say. No,
oh.
no, it's still a loss. I think. Wait, I'm so
And
confused.
it
I
would
don't
still be
know.
a loss because of the fresh
Yeah,
stages. So it goes.
yeah,
It'd be if he
exactly.
camps this out, it's still 7 stages, but it's only 3 fresh. So we need to get
Yeah,
the.
that's
If
right.
these two survivors just get out, it's a W for the team, and then we go on to the spirit set. Um, but JD knows. JD
Ooh.
knows exactly where Sim is, and Sim's just got nothing to work with. We're trying to use our urban evasion to try and
Oh, this
kind
is
of.
so. No.
Oh no, this is rough because this is
Oh,
now if this gets camped out,
that's me tied, right?
it's help me math.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it'll be win if you camps
It'll
out
be
the death,
win.
right?
Yeah, so he doesn't even
I
need to
don't
go for
know.
these survivors. I don't know. There's too much going on right now, guys.
This,
Help us.
I'm
Help.
overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed. This is absolutely insane. But no. I'm pretty sure if he just camps this out, it is the W because it's 8
Yeah,
stages, 4
it'll
fresh.
be
So
8. Oh, we do see someone trying to come in. I think this is all you can really do. You just got to try and just dodging out those skulls. I don't think you can really get this here, but I respect the effort. They're trying to, get that win, I like to see teams try and do this, when it's like a 1 stage, 2 stage difference, and they're trying to get that, survivor off the hook or get that last person out the door because they are the win con. I love seeing stuff like that happen, but and when it works as well, it's absolutely crazy. But with 2 injured survivors, I think if they just met up and reset, and then
yeah,
come back in to try and get it, then they probably could have made something happen. But yeah, all of them need to kind of escape to win, and they're just kind of running around.
yeah. I mean, I think towards the end there, Sim just shouldn't have been on the door, especially being the last fresh hook survivor.
Yeah,
They
100%.
could have just stealthed towards like 3 or something and just met up with homies. Especially if JD went, like, kind of bait out. Oh, I'm actually going towards the door. Kind of bait them out and, maybe met up for a reset or something. But it's just, oh, so close. And unfortunately, JD's just absolutely dominating these guys right now. And if Sim dies, it's just GG's. If Jarms gets hooked, it's GG's. It's just GG's from here,
I think
honestly.
it's
There's not
just
much
yeah.
these guys can do.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very close.
Oh yeah, like this set was insane to watch. Like very, very close. You'll love to see games like this happen and them trying to get that, get out sim. But I do agree. I think the last fresh should have just been hiding, just disappear, just do not be found. I shouldn't have been on the gate there, because JD knows that is it, like his last fresh. That is his win con. So we're gonna be seeing a last little chase here, and JD does secure a 4K, if he does get this down, which he probably will. So very nice result from JD. Like honestly, like well played to both teams. This was a really close game, and they played
Wait,
the
can we just
3v1
mention that Dokes is absolutely cooking right now?
Oh
Look at him on
yeah,
the
Dokes is
matchstick bar.
absolutely
Like,
crazy.
hello? Oh,
Oh,
shouldn't have said anything. Cast
yeah.
curse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cast
where's
skills.
Jarms at? Surely Jarms has just crawled out the door, right?
Surely. Oh no,
Oh,
he's
nah.
just chilling.
Just
He's just
laid back.
waiting for the game to end. Just laid back, piss burger, Capuchunga's chilling. As some would say. In a lowrider or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, these games were absolutely insane. This last one, very, very close. These guys played insane to kind of try and get those stages for the win, but just a little bit of blunders here and there. It happens. It happens to the best of us, and that's gonna be Bleedouts, taking the W. Oh, pay to see it.
Yeah, no, that was a good matchup to see.